Sixth-generation fighter jets are so revolutionary to build that there are only 6 in the world under development spread across the globe. Only the most powerful nations with combined trillion-dollar economies dare to even attempt building such a machine. And in some cases, even these nations had to team up. Without further ado, here are the 6th-generation fighter jets planned to take to the skies in the future to dominate and keep their respective nations at the top of the food chain. France, Germany, Spain. FCAS. FCAS stands for Future Combat Air System. It is a program aimed at building a family of systems all working together to execute missions. The centerpiece of this family is a manned 6th-generation fighter. Through the fighter, unmanned and lower-generation fighters would be able to operate as swiftly as the modern battlefield demands. To enable this, the 6th-generation fighter would use the cross-platform and cross-domain collaboration systems under development in the FCAS program to gather a ton of battlefield information and share this information securely and in real time with its friendlies. The FCAS uses its fluid transfer of information to improve the efficiency of warfare analytics, making them more reliable on the battlefield. And should the unlikely occurrence of a strategic misstep ever occur, FCAS reduces the impact of such errors because its fleet of unmanned aircraft would be able to take 1, or 2, or 3 for the team to minimize human casualties. The FCAS will cost $4.25 billion in its next development phase alone to get it closer to its introduction into service in the 2040s. A few borders away, another 6th-generation fighter is being developed. This fighter is known as Tempest. UK, Italy. Tempest. Tempest is a next-generation program under development by Team Tempest. Team Tempest consists of the UK Ministry of Defence, the governments of the United Kingdom and Italy, and then aerospace and weapon-making companies such as BAE Systems, MBDA, Avio Aero, Rolls-Royce, and finally, Leonardo S.p.A. Like with FCAS, the Tempest program is centered around a 6th-generation stealth fighter whose prime function is to conduct air-to-air and air-to-surface combat operations in a contested environment, whilst having the ability to concurrently conduct surveillance, reconnaissance, electronic warfare, and the ability to share data with other aircraft and coordinate their actions. The UK alone is expected to have poured $2.5 billion into the program by 2025, and $2.1 billion from Italy by 2035. Still, this is only a fraction of the expected cost to develop the fighter. To mitigate costs and have more skilled hands on deck, the UK and Italy have teamed up with Japan in a partnership known as the Global Combat Air Program, or GCAP for short. GCAP would significantly subsidize the $29 billion that Italy and the UK required to fund the Tempest, and the $48 billion required for Japan's 6th-generation fighter known as the FX. Japan, FX. The story of Japan's 6th-generation FX fighter can be traced back to 1997 with the US in a bid to safeguard the F-22 Raptor's technology, signing the Obey Amendment to prevent the Raptor from being sold to any nation on the planet, not even to allies such as Japan. With Japan no longer able to purchase the most powerful fighter in the world at the time and even today, Japan's Ministry of Defense spent $23 billion on acquiring 2 squadrons of the F-35 Lightning II instead, but also realized it was about time they had some fighter technology of their own worth safeguarding. And so a domestically developed fighter was chosen as the route to go. An informed, intelligent, and instantaneous fighter that would be a generation ahead of the contemporary 5th-generation fighter and cement Japan's spot as a top world power once again. In December 2022, when the GCAP partnership was established, Japan tasked its major defense contractors, Mitsubishi Heavy Industries, Mitsubishi Electric, and IHI Corporation to work with the contractors of the UK and Italy. 10 corporations, 3 powerful nations to build a single fighter. The potential is through the roof. Production of the new fighter is expected to begin around 2030, and 5 years later, in 2035, the fighter is expected to enter service in Japan to replace the F-2 fighter and replace the roles currently fulfilled by the Eurofighter Typhoon in the UK and Italy. China, JXX fighter. Dr. Wang Haifeng, the chief designer of China's Chengdu Aerospace Corporation, announced that China had begun pre-research on sixth-generation aircraft in January 2019, predicting that the program would come to fruition by 2035. The fighter's name is currently unknown, but JXX could suffice for now. Similarly to other countries building sixth-generation aircraft, the next-generation fighter will build on fifth-generation technology that has been perfected over the years. For China, this fifth-generation testbed is the J-20. Packed with a world of capabilities, the J-20 is China's most capable fighter jet to date. The stealth jet employs a holistic approach to reduce its radar cross-section. The chimed forebody, modified radar radome, and electroconductive canopy uses stealth shaping as the diverterless supersonic inlets improve stealth performance by eliminating radar reflections between the diverter and the aircraft's skin. The dual engines thrust the J-20 to a maximum speed of Mach 2, a service ceiling of 66,000 feet, and allow a maximum fuel range of 3,400 miles with 2 external fuel tanks. That's just shy of the radius of the planet. In terms of avionics and armaments, let's just say the J-20 is packed with enough of them to match up well against both the F-22 Raptor and the F-35 Lightning II. And these features that make the J-20 lethal will be upgraded multiple times over and then integrated into the JXX fighter. Russia, MiG-41. The Mikoyan MiG-41 is Russia's entry into the sixth-generation fighter race. It is expected to be a stealth interceptor aircraft and a heavy fighter that enters service between the mid-2020s and mid-2030s. Russia didn't officially designate the fighter as the MiG-41, but it has earned this unofficial name thanks to being a MiG aircraft with a project code having something to do with 41. Its planned name, however, when translated to English means Prospective Air Complex for Long-Range Interception, which is exactly what it's designed for, preventing the opposition from any form of superiority. And ironically, air superiority is all every other sixth-generation fighter is on the hunt for. To ensure the MiG-41 comes out on top in its own quest, the Director General of RSK MiG, Ilya Tarasenko, speculated that, powered by the Izdalay-30 engines currently under development, the aircraft would be capable of up to Mach 4.3 speeds, be equipped with an anti-missile laser, would be able to operate at altitudes that border on space, and could have an unmanned version. These are in addition to features that happen to be present in virtually every sixth-generation fighter there is, including a large airframe, loyal wingmen, highly advanced electronic warfare countermeasures, among others. According to Ilya Tarasenko, the MiG-41 can be completed as early as 2025. U.S. NGAD. Next Generation Air Dominance, NGAD, is the sixth-generation program of the United States. Its purpose is to develop a large family of next-generation systems including, but not limited to, new weapons, sensors, engines, networking capabilities, battle management capabilities, and the one they all revolve around, a brand new sixth-generation fighter. Being the most consequential part of NGAD, the capabilities of the fighter determine the capabilities of the overall NGAD. Therefore, the fighter has as many technological advanced capabilities as the US can fit into a massive triangular UFO-looking shell. Thanks to its large size, the constantly upgradable NGAD fighter will have record-breaking payloads of a new spectrum of weapons and propulsion. The weapons include everything from newer electronic warfare systems to directed energy weapons to loyal wingmen flying alongside. The propulsion system would leverage an adaptive cycle engine's power and dynamic nature that enable the jet to operate efficiently under subsonic, transonic, and supersonic conditions, normalizing supercruise for the fighter. The fighter will be an air superiority fighter with multi-role functions, the versatility largely owed to the fighter's top speed and advanced stealth, which could grant the fighter access to anti-access environments and enable it to deal damage to targets without having to slow down to become a target in the sky itself, as is the case with fighters today. The fighter will be intelligent, with top situational awareness gotten via highly sensitive and highly network-adaptable electronically configured smart skins integrated into the aircraft's fuselage. These smart skins or sensors also come with maximum connectivity, and thus the ability to share data with allies, whether 6th generation or not, meaning that all members of the US fleet are simultaneously kept abreast of the situation on the battlefield. From the NGAD fighter to the MiG-41, all the way to the FCAS fighter, these are the 6th generation fighters, armed with all their countries have to offer, that will contend to dominate the skies in a not-so-distant future. To help determine which will stay at the top, the Global Air Force needs you to subscribe to this channel, give this video a like, and comment your pick below. So do that now. Thanks for watching.